What do you think's gonna happen in this Austin
Oh,
thing?
Metcalf. No, that boy going
Carmelo
to jail.
Anthony's gonna go to jail.
Karmelo going to jail.
A few moments later.
He go beat these charges. I was under the impression that he brought a knife to school. So I'm taking a knife to school. He didn't take a knife to school. He didn't even know these two white boys. It was the Boy Scout tool that most white people give their elementary kids. You lift it this way, you lift it this way. About 12 items on there. A knife just so happens to be on there. I think even a fingernail file is on there. The knife was so small, it did not penetrate his heart. It was too small. It was a little small knife. They're not telling us this. And they tricked me, and they had me going against a good kid. They really had me going against a good kid, so I'm f***ed up about this, my white Republican friends. I'm f***ed up. This is what the Democrats did to the police with the rappers, and come on, y'all are doing to, come on, you're gonna do what the Democrats are doing to the blacks. Just give us the truth. We're smart enough conservative. And by the way, my voting record is all conservative. Mike Wallace.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill our We will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. You just can't make this up, man. The times that we are living in, boy. But y'all have blown me up, spam me. So many of you guys wanted me to get into this. Check this out on the show today. And before we jump in, family, I hope that you guys are blessed, well, and healthy. That you're having an amazing day, week, month. That 2025 is going well for you and your family. It's one love to the human race, man. And we come on here with just common sense journalism, right from wrong. We play everything fair, you know. We look at all the information, the data, the details, seeing what's happening in the public and even on the ground and what everybody else is saying as well too, you know. But we covered this case since it started, you know, and y'all know how I feel about it from day one. And again, you know, right from wrong, and even the guy that is going viral now that we've done videos on, and you know, we loved a lot of his takes on a lot of things, especially when it comes to, you know, being a conservative and even calling out the black community, the BLM scam. You know, Mr. Charleston White has once again broke the internet. And y'all know Charleston White broke the internet when this case first dropped. He broke the internet. He's getting millions and millions of hits. And even on other people's channels, even on some of my videos that have gone viral, had Charleston White in them, calling this out. And he went against the Anthony family and said that Karmelo Anthony deserves to go to jail. Why did you bring a knife to school? He was just saying, he was just hitting it. He was hitting every point, you know. And now it seems like Karmelo Anthony's dad has brought Charleston in, got to talk to him. And there's even inside reports that Charleston was paid. And it's just a whole bunch of crap going on now. And he got to meet the entire family. And a lot of people inside reports saying that he got paid. And now he's basically coming out and just making up stuff about this entire situation. And now it completely just then flip script. But then he also wants to back himself up by saying, you know, I still am a conservative. I'm still a Trump supporter. And it has nothing to do with being a conservative or Trump supporter. This all comes down to right from wrong, you know. And again, we've seen how the BLM scam, black people, you know, have come out and say, you know, and Charleston, I think, even said, I think Karmelo Anthony should have even killed his twin brother, you know. And now there's a whole thing they're talking about with the father and Austin Metcalf's father, and now they're just completely full blown attacking the Metcalf family, and he has joined team with the Anthony family and even became like butt buddies with the father, Drew Anthony, Karmelo Anthony's dad. So there's a lot we got to unfold in here, y'all, you know. But this is just complete insanity, you know. and people are calling out Charleston for being a fraud now, and saying, you know, Charleston is just a bunch of lies, and even everybody's saying Charleston got paid, because the way he was talking in that one viral video, everybody's like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, somebody had to pay you. But we know Charleston has had a character where he portrays himself as this and that, and it's just a character. And one of the reasons why he got so famous and started breaking the internet and even on Facebook is because he played this character. You know, but a lot of the stuff he talked about playing that character, you know, it was a lot of that stuff was truth, especially when he called out, you know, the black community and all the wrongdoing and how, you know, disgraceful it's become in the community and what's going on in the community. And he's been real. I know, and there's a lot of takes I've seen where I'm just like, I think Charleston is pretty crazy. He might be out of his mind. He might be doped up. And I know some of you guys are like, yeah, some of the stuff his takes he's had, I just couldn't agree with it. But there's been a lot of takes he's had where, you know, I can agree with that. You know, like, yeah, he's on point. Like, he's telling the truth right here. But I also want to jump in. Y'all was sending me Officer Tatum's video, my brother Brandon, and they said he had a really good video on this. But we're just gonna jump into this, man. You know. So here, and he's attacking also one of the journalists, Sarah Fields, who has done an amazing job on this case and exposing a lot of things in this case. He's attacking her, and it's just become a complete circus with this case, man. I won't lie to you guys, man. Complete circus.
I got all the facts of the case. So there's a video that's been released by Frisco Independent School District, because this is public information. And if you want to see this video, you can go up to Frisco Independent School District and see this video. That's why Sarah J. Fields and Austin Metcalf dad, and now they've drugged the mom in, but they're trying to debunk people from going to see the video. Why do you think Sarah J. Fields, she released the indictment before anybody had the indictment, and she got a woman fired? Because they're using a new Jim Crow systematic tactic where they got the people inside the courts, they got the people inside, and they're working against the Karmelo Anthony family on behalf of Sarah J. Fields, because she's a precinct chair and she's threatening to use her power from her precinct chair, I think District 30, to get people unelected and get people elected if they don't go against this case. So she's trying to use political power to influence and persuade this case. That is what Sarah J. Fields have partnered with Austin's family in trying to do. The mom wasn't too much in it. The mom's really been grieving. Jeff Metcalf has been playing for the camera because he's been an absent father who abused the mom, and he think he can get back in with mom, and mom doesn't want anything to do with Jeff. That's why you don't see them standing in the camera together like you see the Karmelo Anthony's family doing. So let me stick to the case, to the facts, right? So Sarah has a lady who works for the Collin County courts who just lost her job, who released the indictment before anybody had this. So for whatever reason, Sarah is getting all this information, and she's coming to misconstrue the information, and she's giving out misinformation and false information. Number one, the family has not touched the GoFundMe money. GoFundMe froze the money because the lawyers are trying to get the money. The lawyers are trying to get the money, not the family. It's the lawyers. The first group of people came through with civil rights lawyers trying to play for a civil rights lawsuit as if this was a police shooting. That's why they went with the race card. Biggest mistake they could have made. First mistake I told them they made, playing a race card. Now the white people was waiting for black people to play the race card. Now they're playing the race card in ways that we can't see. It's called racism. It's hidden in the fabrics. It's embedded in the fabrics of the design of America. So it's not blatant. You can't see it. It's hidden. Like somebody in Collin County courts who has a job to feed their family are releasing private information to a known, not a law enforcement, which is Sarah J. Fields. That's the first mistakes that's happening in this case. These are adults that's doing this. This was a children's problem, a children's issue. The adults have gotten in and made it hateful, ugly, and racist. And this is about right or wrong. This is clearly about right or wrong. This isn't about race. The adults have came in and made it about race. You don't hear no children online talking and fighting and going back and forth about this case. It's all hateful-hearted adults. It's not children. It's all hateful-hearted adults online bickering, going back and forward, spewing hate over an issue over children. And none of them was there. All the adults with opinion, none of them was there. So Sarah, let's tell the truth. Jeff, let's tell the truth. You even said in an interview, but you're talking too fucking much online, Jeff. You're talking too much online, Jeffrey Metcalf. And you're partnering with someone who wasn't there, and it's clearly she's a hateful-hearted. And by the way, Sarah, we have your background as well. You said Dominique Alexander's a horrible person, and he is. And you once were too, Sarah. You used to smoke meth. You was a meth addict whore. So don't try to get cleaned up in the Republican Party and hide behind this conservative shield as if you once was a liberal whore, getting high, selling your cunt.
Whoa. Again, y'all, I'm just, I told y'all, this show's finna get real spicy. I hope did I give y'all a warning or a disclaimer in the beginning of the show? It's finna get, and we know how Charleston White gets, you know, and then again, he probably can come out tomorrow and say, you know, F the Karmelo Anthony family. F them. Yeah, they paid me. He could come out tomorrow and say that. We know what type of time in Charleston White has been on. A lot of us, if you know, you know. And again, that's why I'm telling you. If a lot of people that's new don't know this. They don't know that Charleston White plays a character in a lot of things. You know, he's a comedian. He's become a big time comedian now. He's become a viral sensation. And I know some of y'all probably love or hate to hear that, but you know, it's just being real.
For meth? So come on, Sarah. Don't play like you're just so high and mighty. Jeff, you're a woman beater. You used to beat your wife. Your kids heard it. They saw it. You had anger issues, Jeff. Guess what? Your two big boys did too. They had very anger issues. And from what's been reported about Austin and his twin brother, they've been kicking ass since elementary. They've been bigger than most children. Not only that, they are trained experts in jiu-jitsu. Why isn't the media reporting this?
Oh boy, you know. But he did say this.
Since I said that, I want to take the time to apologize to Karmelo Anthony's family. Man, I was all the way wrong about that kid. I was all the way wrong about that kid, homie.
Yeah. So a lot of people are saying after he met with the father, you know, Drew Anthony, that there was that again, and there's been viral videos of Trump of Charleston saying, you know, there's videos of him macing people, but there's been viral videos of him saying, you know, yeah, if the money sound good, I'll come out and say whatever. If that money's good, yeah, I'll join your team. So he does that, and that's what makes this look even so bad on Charleston, you know. But there's been a couple people that have flipped script on this entire case. People that were on Karmelo Anthony's side, and then they, you know, then they were like, oh no, there's no way I can back this young man bringing a knife to school to attract me.
So why are the adults coming in playing the race game? The worst thing y'all could do is play the race game in this redneck county, nigga. Dead wrong.
See this?
Your life wasn't in danger. Karmelo was wrong. Dead wrong. In the witness accounts of what he said, he grabbed the book bag. Let me tell black people how dumb y'all is. Don't you know they got a police report with the evidence of a knife and not a cleat sharpener? There's no such thing as a cleat sharpener. They have evidence, a police report where they confiscated a knife. How dumb can y'all be? And black people, y'all don't have no compassion for a parent who have to bury their child. Y'all haven't extended no level of empathy for another dead kid. Black people, I hate that this kid will be sacrificed, but he's not from here. So these people say y'all got 4 or 5 registered failed businesses, and the boy dead. You let the bitch do, nigga. You weak.
Yeah. So that was him a couple weeks ago. And yeah, it's just been a complete different push, you know. But I definitely want to get into Officer Tatum's video. This is gonna be good, y'all. Again, and let me know how y'all feel. Let me read some of these comments and see. This is how you could tell someone has gotten paid or threatened. Charleston White is a fool. Saying it's not a race thing, then instantly saying a racial slur a few words later. Yeah. Someone says, why does he keep saying white boys? Race has nothing to do with it. I've lost all my respect for you, dude. Yeah, and I told you, I said this in a video not long ago. I say Charleston then ran off a lot of, he done gained and ran off a lot of people, you know, with this like that hypocrite mentality, you know. Yeah, and again, it's a character he playing. So again, he really doesn't care, you know. He's already made, you know, he's already become made $1 million off being a comedian. He's mentioned that a lot in his live streams, and he said he doesn't care, you know, if you're against him or with him, you know, and he's going to continue to do whatever he feels like. So people are now saying that he's gotten paid off. Check this out.
Metcalf, well, no, that boy going
Karmelo
to jail.
Anthony's gonna go to jail.
Karmelo going to jail.
A few moments later.
He go beat these charges. I was under the impression that he brought a knife to school. So I'm taking a knife to school. He didn't take a knife to school. He didn't even know these two white boys.
To make these claims is foolish. It's very difficult in the state of Texas to indict a minor and try him as an adult unless you have unequivocal evidence that's pretty strong that will get you an indictment.
This is gonna be good, y'all.
With everything going on in the world, the protests, the crime, the civil.
Metcalf, well, no, that boy going to jail.
Karmelo Anthony's gonna go to jail.
Karmelo going to jail because listen, you cannot bring a weapon to school.
Yeah.
So you can't say I was
What if he says self-defense?
There's no self-defense because if you are afraid the day before where you have to take a weapon to school, why not notify your parents? Parents, you notify the school teacher. School teacher that's bringing these kids in here and resolve this issue is called conflict resolution. We was taught in homes that has morals and values, you tell the teacher. Somebody you tell the teacher, let the teacher know, so when y'all have an altercation, you're cleared and you're covered. Documentation beats conversation. So words of documentation just say this is self-defense. It's a premeditated crime because you took a weapon in fear, anticipating to use it.
That was premeditated, though.
And it said a track meet. You getting ready to run track with other kids and you got a knife on you. No, man, you got to go to jail. You got to go.
Now, he's completely flipped the script. Now he's completely coming out calling Austin Metcalf he's saying that he deserved it. He deserved to die. Them white folks, them crackers. He literally made video, and I'm gonna show you the video of him just acting a complete fool. And I'm gonna play the video. Then I'm gonna tell you what I think happened to Charleston White. And then I'm going to debunk everything that Charleston White said because it's absolutely ridiculous. You got to be foolish to go and listen to one side and then come up with your conclusions about what all happened from the side that is obviously defending their son. Okay, it wrote a clip.
Since I said that, I want to take the time to apologize to Karmelo Anthony's family. Man, I was all the way wrong about that kid. I was all the way wrong about that kid, homie.
Yeah, he was just indicted.
I was all the way wrong about that kid. I met with his father. I've been meeting with his father regularly. I had opportunity to talk, piece him up. He go beat these charges. I was under the impression that he brought a knife to school. So I'm taking a knife to school. He didn't take a knife to school. He didn't even know these two white boys. These two white boys just came over there with him because he was with another kid that knew those white boys. So he a new black kid who these big old white boys
Big white boys. He a small frame kid. One of the white boys was on that side. One of the white boys on that side. So either way go, they had him blocked in. And these some big white boys. These are some big, violent, aggressive white boys who got guns. And not only that, the one he killed whooped their daddy. See, the daddy coming into the picture playing like he been around. The dad ain't been around. We would think the black dad ain't around. The white dad ain't around. The mother don't even identify the daddy as the husband. So he must have been an abusive father. He ain't even been in their life. So he just coming and getting the light. He just coming and getting the light. So he a low down dirty. His sons are bullies. They bullying on the kid. They no, because he black. Get from up under the tent. Man, y'all tripping. I ain't going nowhere. And they got a reputation of beating up people.
Oh,
the one he had to stab, he broke his daddy's ligaments. Big old strong with a that's minding his motherfucking business, that don't bring harm to nobody. This kid ain't a bad kid. These bully white boys just with the black baby. So now they trying to make it about race. No, it ain't about race. Justice was served when he killed that cracker. Self-defense.
Cracker.
And the reason I say that is,
y'all know I hate to hear stuff like this, man. It just really it gives me that you know, but we always make it about white, you know, and this is how you can tell it's something off. You know, you could tell somebody been paid or threatened or they, you know, he probably had a good little check sitting with Drew Anthony. You know, it just, come on, Charleston, you y'all, we have to do better, man. You know, we have to do better, man.
Anybody can go see the video. Why do you think the media outlets ain't promoting to go see this video? You can go up to the school to see it. And if you go up to the school and see it, we all to see this kid will be found not guilty. But because it's in an all-white town and they done made it about race, whoever Sarah Fields is, Sarah Fields, you a rotten mother. And if I just had some time, I would put an army behind this family, but I ain't got time. It's supposed to be an army because Sarah Fields and the father and somebody who works for the court have been releasing Karmelo Anthony's family information to Sarah Fields. She's been putting it online, and the white folk been going. So they've been having to move.
But
all those lies made up, homie, they can't even get the GoFundMe money. So they can't even touch the Go. So they just trying to smear campaign. But that's what the cracker do. Boy, I wish I can go back to when I was seeing the type of I wish they could have caught me 3 years ago when I was really on my let's go get the cracker. But homie, I wish I ain't got that spirit no more. So I'm saying, why black people ain't rallying around this family as they tried to rally around in the beginning? They are threatening this family. Homie, they keep having to move.
But how do you don't just lose the spirit, bro? It's either you got it or you don't.
No, you do lose it. You do lose it.
So you sold out.
No. You lose it.
Now y'all seen that clip. Y'all see how crazy that is. He's even on another clip. I want to show this clip real quick before I get into it. He's on another clip claiming that Karmelo Anthony didn't have a knife in his bag. He had like a multi-purpose tool. Roll the clip.
The Boy Scout tool that most white people give their elementary kids. You lift it this way, you lift it this way. About 12 items on there. A knife just so happens to be on there. I think even a fingernail file is on there. The knife was so small, it did not penetrate his heart. It was too small. It was a little small knife. They're not telling us this. And they tricked me, and they had me going against a good kid. They really had me going against a good kid, so I'm f***ed up about this, my white Republican friends. I'm f***ed up. This is what the Democrats did to the police with the rappers, and come on, y'all are doing to, come on, you're gonna do what the Democrats are doing to the blacks. Just give us the truth. We're smart enough conservative. And by the way, my voting record is all conservative. Mike Wallace, you name it. Mona Bailey, me and Mona Bailey. Shelley Pritchard, Jen Hall, I know all of them. Tarrant County GOP Republican Party, I know all of them. All of them. Sarah, I'm in the loop. I mean, I know about you too. Meth. I I'm in the loop. So listen to me.
Now let's get to the bottom of it all. Let's get to the nitty gritty. First and foremost, it does not matter if the Metcalf brothers were bullies. Being a bully don't matter. Charleston White in the video says that he didn't even know them. So he don't have any personal experience with them being bullies.
Yep.
So in a premeditated state, there's no way that he can premeditate that somehow they're going to attack him because he don't even know these kids. Now you can say he heard around the block that they were bullies, but it does not matter if you're a bully, if you hear they're bullies, what their actions are and what your defense to their actions is the only thing that matters in a court of law. So you have a kid, even if it's a utility tool that you can flip around like this, somehow he got the knife out and stabbed somebody with the knife. He didn't pick the fingernail clippers. He didn't pick the fingernail file. He didn't pick the scissors. He didn't pick, I don't know, the flathead, the Phillip. He didn't pick none of that. He picked the knife that he then stabbed the kid in the chest. Then what did he say documented on the court document, on the police report, is that he said, touch me and see what happens. So therefore, he know he has this object in his bag. He said, touch me and see what happens. He removes the object, stabs the kid in the chest with enough force and enough depth that it killed him almost instantly. He didn't die at the hospital, y'all. He died in his brother's arms at the track meet. Now they may have pronounced him at another time. He was dead at the track meet. His brother saw him go dead. So to make these claims is foolish. To say that the girl Sarah Fields, which shout out to Sarah Fields, I looked at her social media and she's all over this story, promoting facts and pointing out how, Charleston White is a complete nut. But you can't say that, oh, this person is revealing their address and they doing this and that. You have no evidence of that. And I hope that somebody sue you if you're out here lying about somebody and don't have no evidence. Let me just say this. It's very difficult in the state of Texas to indict a minor and try him as an adult unless you have unequivocal evidence that's pretty strong that will get you an indictment. And let me explain real quick. There has to be a substantial amount of information for them to present this to a grand jury dealing with a kid that was 17. They didn't just charge him with murder. They didn't charge him with manslaughter. They charged him with first-degree murder. That means that you have to show an element of premeditated murder. And from all accounts that we see, even the video that reporters are talking about, that people can go and watch, at least the people in the media can go and watch, there's no indication that there was an altercation before the stabbing occurred. It's not like he was getting jumped. You being in a place that you're not supposed to be in and people telling you to leave the place don't give you the right to claim that you are afraid enough to stab somebody in the heart who did not use any serious force against you that would make you believe that you could experience serious bodily injury or death. These Austin Metcalf kids, that kid wasn't that big. I've seen pictures of these kids. They ain't that big. Come on, bro. It ain't like they 6'6", 6'8", 6'5", 300 pounds. I think Austin Metcalf was like a linebacker. He was in an athletic position. He's not a lineman. And even if he was, you have to show that you have fear of serious bodily injury or death in order for you to use deadly force against somebody. And it also has to be within self-defense. You cannot provoke a situation and then claim self-defense. So Charleston is completely nutty on this. And I forgot to say this. This is what I wanted to say at the very beginning. Let me tell you why Charleston went the way he went. And as a black man, I understand how black men end up like this. What happens is, as a black man, you grow up in a society where you begin to get brainwashed into believing that this is the reality. The white man is bad. Police officers are bad. Selling drugs is not a big deal. This is what we do. We can't make it in this country because the white man got his foot on our neck. And you believe that. And then you grow out of it. And when you grow out of it,
same victimhood.
That means you went to college. That means you moved out of the neighborhood. You start getting a new circle of friends. You start really, involving yourself culturally around other people. Then you realize, oh, shoot, I think I've been lied to. Like, white people ain't even worried about us like that. What have I been doing? And then what happens is you go out and you get this newfound understanding and you start really challenging the status quo of how you grew up. And then what happens is you get back in touch with black people in places that you grew up. You start feeling compassion and empathy and it brings you back to your roots. And then you feel like that you've abandoned your people. And so therefore you have to go back and address the wrongs that you felt like you had done to your own people. And with that being said, people fall back into the trap of brainwashing and convincing themselves that the white man is now bad again. I don't understand how Charleston, being, I think, as inquisitive as he is at times, that he don't understand that he's just hearing a narrative from Karmelo Anthony's family. Of course, they're going to have a narrative because they want their son not to do the rest of his life in prison. But you got to juxtapose the narrative to what the police report is saying to reality. You can't just believe what Austin Metcalf's family was saying. You can't believe what Karmelo Anthony's family was saying. You can only rely on what the evidence that has been presented. And the evidence that we have looks like a first-degree murder. Now, for you to just act like they did it because he's white and all that, because he's a black kid and all this. Frisco, Texas ain't just white people. Frisco is now way more diverse than it ever was, at least back when we used to live in Frisco and Plano. So a lot of black people live in Frisco and Plano. That's how Karmelo Anthony's family is there. So it's not, obviously not predominantly black. It's not overwhelmingly black, but there's a lot of black people that do live there. There's a lot of people of other races that do live there. There's a lot of black people that play on these football teams. There's a lot of black people that go to these schools to play other sports. So it's not just all white people and there's one sole black person that's looking around like, I'm the only here. That only occurs in Brownwood or Stephenville, Texas, or somewhere in the middle of nowhere. But when you go to these major metropolitan areas where you have Plano, Frisco, you have Prosper, you have, North Dallas, you have all these different areas, there's people that go to these schools of different ethnicities and diversity, or ethnicities, and it's pretty diverse. There's a lot of black successful people that live in Dallas, in North Dallas. Come on, why would Charleston say that he's from Fort Worth, where I'm from? But anyway, y'all let me know what you think, man. It was very disappointing to see Charleston say that when I had previously made a video bragging on how he had common sense. What a shame.
What a shame. No, and we all, a lot of y'all praise Charleston in my videos, especially the other 2 or 3 that went viral. Man, people were in there praise, like 80% of the comment section was praising Charleston White, that he had common sense, that that he hit this right on the nail. And now here we are, man. But huge shout out to my brother, Officer Tatum. Thank you guys for sending this over, man. It's a great show, great video. And again, we're going to continue to bring updates on this, man. I'm ready, to see, how this trial goes and how everything, they got all this, and just let things play out how it's going to play out. We know who has the final say, whether you like to hear that or not, we know who has the final say in this. So we'll have to let the system play it out. We know how the system is also broken in this country. But hey, here we are. But let me know what y'all think. I love y'all. God bless you all and your family. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace and love, you guys.